Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. Hey, today we're gonna work on some other parts that go to make this into a car. Yeah, I pulled the body off a few videos back. A lot of the stuff I've done recent is on the C10 truck, and we're moving from the C10 back to the 35 Chevy. Now, body work takes forever to get done, and I know you guys don't want to watch 10 videos of sanding parts, which is about what it would take to capture everything that's been done in this one video. I tried to just bring you in for each little segment or spot, advancement, completion of a task, and hey, we'll just get into it. All right, so here we are with our welded up running board. Everything's kind of clean right now. I flip it up to show you this 1x1 square tubing brace that I put under it. All right, so here we're going to start on the grinding process, and the metal's already clean. I'm just using a angle grinder with a soft pad and 36 grit adhesive paper on there, just to throw good scratches off in this metal. I mean, it's clean, but filler really doesn't like to stick unless you've got a nice scratch pattern in it. I'm also running up in my weld joint where I'd previously built these running boards. I'll throw a link in the description for that for you guys so you can see what it took to create these running boards out of nothing. And I just spent a bunch of time here going back and forth with this grinder, grinding a couple of other smaller ones just to get those good scratches put in this running board so that the filler is going to stick, and it's also showing the minions what to do, what to look for, how to make it work while we're doing this stuff. Because I teach how to do collision repair and refinishing. Getting into this custom work is a little bit different ball game for them. So here we got a running board with nice looking grinder scratches put in all of it. All right, and now it jumps into having filler put on it already. So got like a little chicken filler here thrown in. Looks like he's getting crushed underneath that running board. They are pretty heavy deals. I'm walking around here to show you that I have not applied any filler to that bead. I do have it ground and cleaned up. I think that I skipped the process of actually making that nice and straight. I should have recorded that for you guys. We'll catch it in another episode. So here I've got my metal mixing palette. I'm applying a couple of beads of hardener to this filler, and then we're going to struggle to get this mixed up on here. I want you guys to pay attention towards the end of this application. I just use this small spreader to get it wiped on and kind of even across that running board. And then I'm going to use a 12-inch metal drywall knife to straighten and flatten out my filler. It works really, really good if you've got a flat panel you're wanting to apply filler to go ahead and use that small applicator to get it all on the panel, then use that drywall knife to flatten it all out. And here I'm just on the struggle bus trying to get this stuff all mixed up on a mixing palette that's a little bit too small. The minions are watching and laughing at me as I'm trying to spin and turn and do this and keep it off of me and off of the floor. But hey, it was a successful mission. And bang, just like that, we moved from working in a nice climate controlled shop out into the outdoors here at the old hog barn. So I'm applying this and working this outside of my shop because man, body filler just makes a huge mess. It's fairly warm out here. I think it's in the upper 50s and kind of unusual for the end of January, beginning of February. But hey, we'll take it every single time when it's warm outside. And I just get that stuff all mixed up. I'm going over now to get all my tools. I forgot to blow the running board off, so I've got to do that. You definitely want to start with a really, really clean surface when you're doing this. On that bare metal, it's a good idea to wipe it with wax and grease remover. let it evaporate thoroughly. I would not advise doing that to your body filler unless you're going to wait a long time before you put anything on top of it, because that stuff takes so long to evaporate out of there. So, hey, this is, I believe, the other side. It has had filler applied to it already. I'm just trying to get these things done so my students can do some priming, because I do realize the struggle is real and everybody hates to do body filler work. I just hope you guys don't mind watching me mix it and spread it. You know, there was a little application going on here, same technique. I'm just trying to get it all on that running board. I'm pushing down really hard to get it pushed into all the scratches, and then we can use that drywall knife to make that stuff straight. And like, as soon as I get this applied, I carry this dude inside of my shop to allow it to warm up even more and get this filler dry on there. So it's just kind of the same stuff over. And I appreciate all of you guys that are subscribing to my channel, that are watching my videos. I ask that you click that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this thing. And man, if you want to see other content, different stuff, I love to do this kind of work, and we can lay something out and do more of a tutorial based video or two about how to get things ready, how to do metal work, how to shape metal, all of that stuff. I'm more than willing to take the time to put the video together if you guys will share, like, and subscribe. So, hey, thank you all, and let's get this stuff done. All right, and now we've got a 8-inch DA, commonly referred to as a Bondo hog here, and I'm just taking what I wiped with filler, and I'm sanding the top off of it, knocking it down, trying to get everything tuned up here, finding my highs and my lows, and just getting this filler flattened out on this running board. Have to do this a couple times, do the final sanding with a long block, try to finish it out with 80 followed by 180 so that these things are ready to put the primer on them. Guys, I want to get you caught up here. I've got these running boards sitting on the car, a little bit of sanding outside, a little bit of body filler wiping, because man, that stuff makes a huge mess inside of your shop. You saw earlier clips, grinding the metal, cleaning it up, getting it ready, putting the body filler on it. I've got two different fillers that might strike some concern with some folks. I just use some good but cheaper filler first, and then come back with a more expensive filler that is more like a glaze for the second application. I sanded this thing down, did all of it outside. It's dark and man, it's pretty cold out there, but we got her to this point, and we're just going to continue on, keep taking care of minor stuff on these things. I'm not going to bore you with watching me do a bunch of filler work. I think you've seen kind of the gist of what it's all about. Mix that stuff thoroughly, use decent filler that's new, and try to wipe it on there as smooth as you can. That drywall knife, it really helps get that stuff straight in the beginning. I mean, you might be thinking, but Brian, you've got like so much filler on those. You've spent all that time fabricating them. It's just kind of the way it is. I see a lot of really good fabricators out there. They show all of the metal fab, but they don't show the filler work that goes into making something look really nice. I'm showing you guys that part of it, and it's ugly. It makes a lot of dust. It's nasty. Nobody likes to do it, but it's part of the job, and it's got to be done. If we're going to get this car finished up, we got to do this. And, you know, I want a nice shiny paint job on it. So we're going to spend the time, however long it takes, to make it right. All right, so we got the running boards are coming right along. This one is hopefully in the final stages of the priming process. Man, they have had a lot of time put into them. Blocking, checking, guide coating, all those things. Let's look at the other one real quick. So you can see the darker gray is the epoxy primer that went directly over the bare metal. Got a little bit of body filler showing from some high spots. A little bit of guide coat still in some of the cracks, but this running board is also very close to getting into that final prime. All right, so here we go. I left you guys out of all of the boring sanding and blocking parts of this. Did finish it out with 320 grit, then put a coat of sealer on it, hit it with some white base coat, and then a couple of coats of clear. Both the running boards now are looking really nice. We're going to set them back so we can put them on the car. So here we go. Got that Chevrolet louvers in there. Just kind of the easy way to spot one of these early Chevys is by those louvers. You can see we got some filler showing, different stuff. This is like the second prime, and unfortunately we're gonna have to go back and probably put one more application of high build on them, and then hey, we'll be able to start looking at getting paint work done. You can see the top of it. I had to have these sandblasted because of the amount of pitting and stuff on them, so it did, the sandblasting warped them up a little bit. So I ended up needing to go back and just light skim of body fill, block it all flat, and then we're still priming, blocking, getting them closer though. Each step gets a little bit more done. The most exciting parts of the 35 Chevy process. Our fenders are pretty much sitting here with the final coat of primer on them, and The next step for these parts is to get dry sanded with 320. We'll probably go back and sand them with maybe some 400 and then coat a sealer and then start painting. So man, a lot of progress been made on the fenders and catching all of these bolt-on parts up to get them to where we are ready to start painting the car. All right, so before we get our 35 Chevy Fenders ready to paint the outside, I did decide to go in and spray some of my bed liner material on there. I've got several videos of the channel using that bed liner gun and spraying it. This makes a really nice finish, and it'll help with rock chips and that kind of stuff on the insides of the fenders. Didn't get it fully covered down inside of here. We'll be doing a little painting and other stuff as we get this thing put together. You can see my rear fenders also. I tried to get it pretty heavy on them, but you know, it's winter time and you get some things better than others. All right, so here we are walking up into the booth, and got a couple of the paint minions in here working to get some stuff sprayed. So let's check it out. They're starting to get sealer on these fenders. They are looking really good. Had a little spot there where maybe a air hose made some contact. Got these back here still yet need to be sealed. You can see we got them precariously perched in here, but it is working well. Got Minion A wearing shorts, and it's 20 degrees outside. Just had to show a little bit of that for you all. And we just keep on moving with it, getting this stuff sealed up and ready to apply base coat here in the next few clips. All right, so here we are in the booth, and we are prepping to spray some base coat. You know, this white over gray, it would have probably been better to use a white sealer, but gray is what I had, so that's what we're using. It's going to take about 3 good wet coats of base. You want to give it 5 to 7 minutes in between coats, and we are in a really nice spray environment here where drying is ideal. If you're doing this in your shop, if it's 70 degrees or below, you're probably going to have to wait 15 to 20 minutes in between coats. We're tacking everything off before we spray this coat of base, just trying to eliminate any lint particles or anything that might have come off of our clothes, because as you can see, we're not wearing paint suits. We got hoodies and jeans, and Junior wearing shorts, and it's like 20 degrees outside. Yeah, I don't understand him. Maybe he's trying out to be an Eskimo. But at any rate, this is going on really well. These are looking really nice, and we'll bring you in as we start to spray some clear coat on them. right, so here we are the next day after everything is dried up good, and you can see got some nice shine to these parts. I do apologize for like jumping around so much in this video, but man, this thing would have been like a 15-part series just to get to this point right here. So trying to be as efficient as I can for you all. All right, guys, it is hard to show all of this stuff all at once, but we got the fenders to the point where they're looking pretty cool. So nice to have shiny paint on there. I've looked at these things in primer for a long time, and you know, where I widened the fenders, everything's nice and smooth. When these are mounted on the car, they're gonna look great. Body line is there. It's not super crisp, but yeah, it's an old vehicle. Yeah, 1935. The metal's been around for quite a while. So I really struggled to get this all put together in some kind of format that makes sense and it makes a decent video, because there was about a month's worth of prep work to get these pieces ready. I don't have the hood sides done yet. They're going to be a whole separate process because I am planning on painting the top half of this car blue, and I've been working on that. You can see I've got a panel right here, and it's got a lot of dirt nibs and stuff in it that you can kind of see the sparkly stuff going on. There's a line right here, and there's another line right here in this panel. And actually what I did was I masked this off and I sprayed. This ends up being 2 coats of pearl on top of my blue, 1 coat of pearl on top of the blue, and then this is just the blue color the way that it is shipped. And the pearl I'm referring to is this stuff that was just ordered in. Nothing super fancy. It's pearl, and the pearl has this white appearance in this container because pearl is actually a natural occurring substance that is coated with titanium dioxide. So that's basically makes it look white, but then you have that reflectiveness of the pearl in there. And I just wanted something to give this color a little bit more flash to it, so that pearl, when this is all out in the sun, it will jump out at you and have not quite a flake looking appearance to the paint job, but it's going to have a lot of sparkle to it. I'm really anxious to see a larger area, some of those curves sprayed with it. And like I said, that hood, the top of the hood and the 3 louvers in the side of the hood, they're going to have the blue on there. The rest of the side will be painted white. So that brings us to a close for this video. I mean, I think that's a pretty big announcement to have the secondary color reveal here. You all get to see a lot of spraying going on. Got some young guys that are really learning a lot, and they're doing well to be able to do this. This is not the easiest thing in the world. So remember, like, subscribe, give me a comment on what you want to see more of. I mean, I love to mess around with custom finishes and doing pearls, doing flake jobs and that kind of stuff. I was really torn for quite a while about whether I wanted to use flake on this or just a pearl. And doing some research, I found this pearl, which is not quite as giant as metal flake. Metal flake takes a lot of clear coat and sanding to get a flat surface when you're all done. So thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.